Despite best efforts, Karen refuses any kind of comforting company while the rest of the sisters confront their own individual problems as they all rear their ugly heads again. That's the name of the episode for Tyler Perry Sistas Season 9, Episode 4. The name of the episode will be One is the Loneliest Number, and it airs August 6th, y'all. Okay, so based on both of the trailers, Karen gets brought home. Pam ends up saying, there she is, let me see them babies. Karen says she can't do this and she walks away. Fatima tells Zay she just worried about him. He says he's good. Fatima ends up, talking to him saying he almost got murdered by Hudson. His baby, passes and he's good. He says he's good once again so she can stop trying to make things better that she has no control over. We'll talk about it in a minute. Hold on. Karen says no one can help her. She's lost. She don't want to be around people who act like her baby's not gone. Dr. Vaughn is on the phone with Andy saying between you and me, that isn't the first time that Dr. Cruz been playing with patients' life. Andy says, and nothing has been done about it. Dr. Vaughn says he guess it's not about who you know, but who you play golf with. Sound like Karen saying she lost her. It's never going to be okay. Hold on, wait, let me make sure. She lost her. This ain't going to never be all right. Penelope stops by the bank, tells Maurice that she there to see Sabrina. Why these people keep popping up to this lady job? Maurice asking if she has a death wish. They show her look like she's leaving. I don't know. Miss Lisa thinks that the best thing for Karen right now is to get used to her new normal. Fatima saying she's worried about Zach. I'm assuming she's talking to Karen. Not Karen. What's her name? Andy. I'm assuming she's talking to Andy because she at work. Let's see. Zach is crying. Sabrina telling Maurice that she doesn't want to think about Rich. Rich walks in and says, well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Okay, y'all, so we're going to start with the first part of the synopsis. It says, despite best efforts, Karen refuses any kind of comforting company. So they show her being brought home on one of the trailers or whatever, and Pam apparently didn't know. She apparently knew that she was having the babies, but she didn't know that one of the babies passed away. But like I was saying, Karen gets brought home, and that's when Pam says, there she is. Let me see them babies. And Karen says she can't do this, and she walks away. But yeah, they show all the sisters around her trying to support her and talk to her. She's saying how it's never going to be okay because her daughter's gone. Because her daughter is gone, and she doesn't want to be around anybody right now, especially, people who acting like, her daughter's not gone or whatever. Miss Lisa thinks that the best thing for Karen right now is to get used to her new normal. Okay, so I guess we're going to start with Karen, obviously. Look, y'all know how I feel about this storyline. I keep saying the same thing. One, I'm glad that they did the storyline for the sake of bringing awareness about how doctors would do women of color. It cut off, but I was saying I also don't understand why they had to do this. Like, what was the point? Why couldn't they just made it so Aaron was both of the baby's daddy or whatever? I would have preferred that to just sit up here because Zach over here, he's so upset, he crying, and I said, I hope this doesn't interfere with him and Fatima. But assuming what everybody was saying before the trailer even aired, they were saying how they had been talking about Zach and Fatima having problems. Zach and Fatima having problems because of everything that happened after passing of his daughter, Forever Taylor. They did say that. I had asked y'all, did they say the baby's name was Forever Taylor? Yeah, the baby's name was Forever Taylor. But yeah, I was like, okay. I did see a comment. Somebody had commented under the promo or whatever. They were saying they feel like Karen finna get ready to drag this whole thing out, just like the whole pregnancy storyline. And I said, I would hope not. But at the same time, I think it's also important to show how people who lose a baby or a child or anything like that, how it takes them time to process things. Excuse me. How it takes them time to process things. But hopefully this don't... Oh, I almost forgot. Somebody said they think that this is going to this is going to pull Karen and Zach closer together. I can see them bonding over the fact that their daughter just passed and stuff like that, but I would hope not. I would definitely hope not. I also hope that she doesn't take it out on her baby, because they say that, when people deal with that, sometimes they neglect their other child because of everything they're dealing with. Some even say they feel guilt. But yeah, what we're going to talk about next? Let's see. I guess the sisters. The second part of the synopsis says, wait, let me reread it. Despite best effort, Karen refuses any kind of comforting company while the rest of the sisters confront their own individual problems as they rear their ugly heads again. So the first person, wait, I skipped the part. Fatima and Zach. So both trailers show Fatima trying to talk to Zach and see if he's okay. She's saying how she's worried about him, how, he was almost murdered by Hudson. His baby just passes and he talking about he good. They show him upset and crying. Somebody said that Aaron's supposed to support him. I don't know how true that is, but we'll see. What else? She's talking to Andy, I'm assuming, and saying she's worried about him. But once again, I say the same thing. I hope this doesn't interfere with what they got going on. I don't think that every season they need something to come in between them or almost come in between them. I don't think that's necessary. I do not think that's necessary, but we'll see. Who we got next? I don't think they showed anything about Danny and Tony. They did about Rich and Sabrina. Penelope stops by the bank to see Sabrina. Maurice is asking her if she has a death wish. They show Maurice and Sabrina in the back talking. I said they talk more than they work. They talk more than they work. But they in her office, and she was like, she don't want to talk about Rich right now or think about him. Something she said. Look, let me refer to the notes. Where it is? Let me see. Let's see. Hold on. Then we're going to talk about Andy next, because once again, I don't think they said anything about Danny as of right now. Sabrina's telling Maurice that she doesn't want to think about Rich, and Rich walks in saying, well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. And I was like, he keeps trying to explain himself. I see both sides, because on one hand, you did said you was, what she said? Her and the money had got close and stuff. I wonder if we're going to see him this season. She did say how her and the money got close or whatever. And then she say, if I'm not mistaken, did she say that she was starting to have feelings for him? I don't know. But either way it go, didn't they break up? But yeah, I do think he moved fast, but at the same time, you can't tell people how to process things. You definitely can't. I think she won't it both ways. I definitely think she wants it both ways or whatever. Next, we're going to talk about Andy. Andy's on the phone with Dr. Cruz. He's saying, between me and you, this isn't the first time that Dr. Cruz has, been playing. Hold on, let me read it. This isn't the first time that Dr. Cruz has played with a patient's life. And Andy says, and nothing has been done about it. And he's saying, he guess it's not about who you know, but who you golf with. And I said, well, you got yourself a case, Annie. Annie. Look, I done called this good Annie and Dan. It's like 5 in the morning, y'all. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's 5 in the morning while I'm recording this. But yeah, I was like, I'm interested to see her actually do some work. I'm actually ready to see her do some doggone work. Let me see if I missed anything. I already talked about Sabrina Maurice. Zach is upset. He's crying. He's, processing the death of his baby girl. Karen is struggling. She's definitely struggling. She don't want to be around people right now. She said they acting like, her baby didn't just pass. And I said, I feel like, do y'all think she's going to actually take it out on her other child, her other baby? Let me know. But I know people have been saying that her and Aaron's supposed to name the baby Faith. And last night's new episode 3 of season 9, it was called Having Faith. And I was assuming that, they put the wrong synopsis up there, because we didn't see Andy actually dive into Dr. Cruz and what he been doing or whatever. We didn't see that part. We didn't see them name, if I'm not mistaken, because that BET website, sometimes it cuts off. So maybe I missed it. But did they show the actual other baby? I said that all the way wrong. Did they show the other baby? And her and Aaron naming the baby Faith? I don't know. Let me know down below, y'all. But let me scan these notes and see if I cover everything. I already said Karen gets brought home. Pam was apparently in the dark. The sisters rally around her to support her. Andy's supposed to be investigating Dr. Cruz. Fatima trying to support Zach, but he pushing her away. That's what it looked like anyways. I do think he needs time to process things, so he can't exactly just express his feelings if he don't know himself. But I said I think I'm going to do 2 separate videos after this. Well, I got to do one for episode 5, the synopsis, but it's 2 other ones, so it's going to be 3 in total. One is asking y'all, do y'all think that Karen will finally move on? I mean, we did see her previously say she was moving on with Aaron, but we have seen her say that before. And y'all know this is Tyler Perry writing, unless he got new writers, because last I checked, they was saying he had new writers, but it looked the same to me. And the other one is, how do y'all feel about Karen and Zach's baby dying? Do y'all think that was a waste of a storyline? Somebody said she been pregnant for about 8 years and y'all done had her lose this doggone baby. I said, exactly. They just be writing stuff. But yeah, that's it. Let me know y'all thoughts down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day, a great rest of the night, and be safe.